Welcome back to my market review series. So I'll be going through Aussie dollar against Japanese yen pair, and let's get straight to it. So these levels right here, the blue upper range, the other lower range, and the mid range. These are the previous month's levels, and I like to highlight them because they inform me about the context of the price. So as I analyze right now, I can see that price is above uh, last month's range, and we've been quite bullish. And as you can see, per last month's price action, we ranged here for a while. So the price tightened up for quite some time. Um, then we had a very aggressive move to the upside. I also like to highlight my weekly levels. So this white horizontal ray is my last week's upper level extreme upper range. Then this is the lower extreme uh, level of the range, and this is the mid range. So this also informs me on the context of the price compared to the previous week. And when I settle on my bias, I like to look for liquidity within those ranges. So if I'm short for the week, I'd like to look for liquidity in the previous week's range. So if we don't visit the previous week's liquidity zone, I am not likely to enter a short. So um, next on is our points of interest. So this zone right here, this highlighted zone right here, is a daily order block originating from right here. So it was the origin of this uh, downtrend, as you can see. And for me, that's a point of interest. That's where I'm likely to take a trade after observing the price action for a while. So this has been on my watch list for quite some time. I was able to ride the move up to until this level right here, and now I am looking for shorts. Let's zoom into the 4 hourly time frame. So it's evident that price had an aggressive sell-off at my zone of interest, and this tells me that there are a lot of orders waiting to sell at this level. So this is how my sell signal starts to develop. And after observing an aggressive sell-off, the next metric I like to observe for me to consider entering a short at such a level is a break of structure of the previous low. Now, the low that led to our our POI. So price went high, made a temporarily low right here, then visited our point of interest. So that's metric two for my shorts, for me to consider my shorts. And as you can see, price came and broke this low right here. So I'm looking to enter a short at the origin of this move. And the origin of the move is this 4 hourly order block right here. Then one more important thing, I'd be more inclined to add size to this short if we see such a price action. So you can see after price broke this low, it made a high, then an aggressive sell-off. So I'm more inclined to add to size if price comes back to the origin and takes out this previous high. So if price comes back here, this would be a higher probability short, and this is how it would look like. And I'm currently waiting for a trigger. So this is how my short would look like. Before we go there, let me zoom out to the daily and show my target. If I'm triggered into the market, my next target is this daily order block right here. So as you can see, price broke out of the previous month's range, and this particular candle here, this sell candle, was the origin of this very sustained aggressive move to the upside. So if price were to proceed lower, I would this will be my target, this zone right here. And this zone is coupled with a fair value gap, as you can see right here. So if I'm triggered into the market, that will be my target. And it it's a it okay, being that it's also the previous month's high, adds confluence to that level. So as you remember, I told you, I said that this blue level is previous month's high, and this range is the last week's range. So I'm looking for liquidity in the last week's range to push us lower, and to push us lower towards this target, which is the last daily order block and also the previous month's high. Now, where is last week's liquidity? Now, this zone right here, this particular order block, is an origin of this aggressive move. And it is within last week's range, this being the high, this being the low, this being the mid range. So for me to consider any shorts, I'd want to see first that liquidity filled, uh, then a sustained move to the downside. So this is a swing trade. If you're triggered in it, it might take a few days or weeks. However, if we're triggered in, this is how my short will look like. Yes. So this is what I'm anticipating for. So that's that. I'll make any updates if we're triggered into the market, and also if I'm not triggered into the market, if I'm stopped out, I'll also make an update. Make sure to subscribe so that you know whether we'd be triggered in, or just be aware of the update on this pair. That's that.